Hey guys, welcome to a different kind of a video, and in this one I will be explaining to you guys why bronze elo is possibly the hardest elo to escape from, and the tips and tricks you require to escape this elo. So starting off, why is it the hardest? Let's just say in a summary that bronze elo does not like to follow the law of physics. So basically, what I mean to say is the enemies you face in bronze elo are unpredictable. You cannot rely heavily on the specific pattern they push aside, or even let's say defend aside, because you have things like players pushing through smoke, players pushing through when you are trying to flash, and basically things like where you would expect these guys to hold their positions, they just open up and push side. And basically it's also the choice of weapons they use. Sometimes, of course, you have the Ares, you have the judge. People in this elo like to use it a lot, and combined with the unpredictability, yeah, it's a tough elo to get out of, let's just say. And another thing is this bronze also has a lot of smurfs, basically high elo players who are trying to boost low elo players to a higher rank. And yeah, so it's either you have players who are really unpredictable and you have no idea how to counter them, or you have players who are smurfing and who just out aim you in every single scenario you can try. And let me be clear with you guys, I'm not radiant, I'm not immortal, I'm not plat, I'm not diamond or even gold, to say the least. The highest rank I've been to is silver, because I don't really play comp as much, and whenever I do in bronze elo, it's pretty tough, honestly, when you have the fundamental of FPS games, but you still cannot figure out how players in bronze elo really play. It's like a scientific phenomenon. It's like a new breed that you discover, you know what I mean. I have indeed played against players who are in gold, who are in fact in diamond as well, and trust me guys, it's not as hard as bronze elo. Now moving on to how you can try and get out of bronze elo. Now of course, let's go back to the fundamentals, and the first thing you want to try and improve is your crosshair placement. So yes guys, moving on to the first point, in order to train your crosshair placement, the best tip I would give you is head up to a custom match, grab your gun, and yeah, just move around, feel your crosshair for a bit, and make sure it's head level. Do not do this, do not move around like this, because when there's an enemy in front of you, you have to do this, basically this. And the thing you can do to minimize the effort to flick like that is you just keep your crosshair where their head is supposed to be. Now prediction comes with practice, and you have to play a lot of games in order to figure out where you should keep your crosshair. And it comes with practice really, and you can figure out the head level quite easily. Actually, it's not difficult, but you just have to, as I said, head out to a custom match, keep your crosshair at head level. Now the second thing is you also try to keep the crosshair at places where you would expect an enemy. For example, let's say the enemies are pushing side from mid, right? So they're going to be pushing from here, and so what you do is when you're coming to claim site, what you do is when you peek, right, your crosshair is going to be at the place where you predict that they're going to push. Let's say, as I said, they're pushing from here, right? So when you peek, do not peek all the way. Do not first peek, get the info, and then keep your crosshair on their heads. Again, peek, look for info, and then one tap them. The thing is, you have to make sure you clear one corner, and then you peek and clear the other corner, and then you slowly push your way to side. If this side is clear, they're probably all the way deep inside. There's probably someone behind B back, as you said. So there's probably someone hiding here, and then you peek. This is clear, and then you push all the way, And yeah, that's how you do it. So just move around in any map of your choice, practice your crosshair, predict where the heads are going to be, and yeah, this is the best way to train your crosshair placement. The reason is because it helps you improve your aim. It helps you do much less effort. You do not have to flick as much, because it's much easier if enemies come to your crosshair than you having to move your crosshair to their heads. And yeah, that's basically it. And now guys, moving on to how you can practice your aim. Now I know there are a lot of aim trainers out there, and I think they're good, but I feel like they're not good enough, because for me personally, I see them as a different game in itself, and transferring those skills to Valorant is let's just say not a good idea, because there are things like the recoil. There's no recoil in aim lab, of course, and yeah, certain things like that. So what you want to do is boot up your practice map in Valorant, and then just head up to the training area. And then what you want to do is take out your Guardian, and secondly, choose the dot crosshair for this. The reason being, let's just say I put practice, right? You have a normal crosshair, let's just say like this, right? Now with this crosshair, you have enough time to flick and then react to when your flick should stop, right? Like you have this head, you flick, and you know when to stop. The reason is because you see the rightmost line in the crosshair, it's going to hit the head of the player on the right, and you know when exactly to stop. Basically that portion of line gives you the reaction time to basically stop, or basically let you know when you need to stop your flick, so that your flicks are precise. And I would say this is also a good way of determining which crosshair you would like to play in game. It's personal preference, obviously, but now, as I said, the thing with the dot crosshair is you do not have a line, you do not have time to react. So basically the crosshair is either here or here, here or here. You do not have the line to help you determine when you need to stop your flick. So this is very helpful when you want to develop mechanical skill. You want to make it an intuition rather than observing your surroundings and then reacting to it. Because if you have an inbuilt intuition to when you need to stop the flick, that's when you're going to out aim your opponents. That's when you're going to win those 1v2 or 1v1 duels, right? So yeah, once you have that on the way, wait, let me just show you guys the center dot settings. So yeah, here it is. So copy these settings, boot up practice session, and yeah, just grab the Guardian. And what you want to do is go to medium difficulty, just start up the session. Now what you want to do is just try and flick to these bots right there and tap their heads. So it's not as easy, of course, but this is what you have to do to practice every single day. Grab the Guardian, one tap. Now why am I not telling you guys to grab a Vandal or Phantom? This is because this weapon is really good for your one taps. Basically with this weapon you are aiming specifically for the head. You're not trying to spray and pray as many people in Valorant and CS like to do. In CS it's much more reliable since there's a specific pattern to the spray, but since Valorant does not have a specific pattern to the sprays of their weapons, you have to tap their head. The first few bullets are very accurate from the Phantom and Vandal, so yeah, try to get at least a score of 20 with your Guardian. Now I'm not able to do it because I'm talking as well as playing at the same time, but if you really concentrate, it's going to be easy. You can also use the Sheriff to practice your flicks, and yeah, that's basically it for how you need to practice your aim. So the two things I mentioned were crosshair placement and aim, and yeah, that's basically it for my tips on how you can improve. Now rest of it comes from practice, things like game sense, your ability usage, that comes from playing more games. And honestly, no guides out there can explain you how you can be good at that. You have to do it by yourself. It's something you have to learn, because take for example, you're trying to learn to ride a bicycle, right? Now you may look up videos on that, but honestly, it's not gonna work unless you make an attempt to ride the bicycle, and you develop the intuition of riding it. Until you ride it such that you do not have to think, or you're balancing yourself, you're pedaling the right foot first and the left foot first. Basically, it comes from intuition, and FPS games are also like that. So practice hard, develop the intuition, and yeah, all the best on escaping bronze elo. And hopefully you rank up to diamond or plat, or whichever rank you really want to rank up to. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.